feed my meat. I go ham. I eat as I ain't hungry. God damn! God damn! Did it again! I did it again! I hit the video 5 times in a row! Damn! Hey. Bro, I've been trying to react to this video. I swear to God. Y'all gonna think I lie. I deleted like 10 shots, bro. Look, bro. I did this video. Hold on. I did this video like 10 times, bro. And it just like, I just kept hitting end, bro. I just kept hitting end. That's besides the point. What's up? What's goody? What's happening? Apple Vision Pro is worth $3,500. That's a whole lot of money. And you gotta have a whole lot of motion. Let's see what it's talking about though.
Apple Vision Pro headset starts at $3,500. It's going to very possibly replace the smartphone one day. So, how does it work? What's good about it? What's bad about it? And then most importantly, what?
Pause. Replace the smartphone is crazy. Like, I'm not walking around with that shit on my head, gang.
Why on earth is Apple doing this? So, it's a pair of goggles that you wear over your eyes. I wouldn't exactly say they make you look cool. Like these auto-tinting sunglasses I'm testing for another video kinda do.
Wow.
But I think the key thing that Apple's trying to go for here is to make it look seamless. They've designed it in a way that even though there is more tech going on in this headset than literally any other consumer tech product on the market right now, that it doesn't feel like a burden. So, how does it work? Well, the main thing that you're going to be seeing is the screens. There's 2 of them. There's one for each of your eyes, which, you know how in the real world, each of your eyes sees things from a slightly different angle, and that's what gives things a sense of depth. This allows them...
No, buddy. You see things in a slightly different angle. I'm looking at the camera and I see the camera. You're tripping.
To recreate that same effect, but in the digital world. So it will feel like you can reach out and touch the things you're seeing, which is not completely new, but it does seem like one of the most convincing applications of that, in large part because of how good the screens are. To give you an idea, the iPhone screen is already pretty sharp, right? Like you would struggle even if you stare right up close to discern individual pixels on this. Well, the screens on these glasses have, can't even make this stuff up, 64 times the pixel density of the iPhone. That's almost impossible to even visualize. But they're doing that because even when your eyes are right up next to these screens, they don't want you to ever see an individual pixel. So yes, this thing is really, really expensive, but we need to make something very clear, that this is not just a pair of movie glasses, the kind you've been able to buy already for the last 15 years that you stick on your face and you watch TV on. This is Apple fleshing out what's very likely to become the replacement to the smartphone one day. A way to watch things,
In all honesty, no! Hell no! I can't just pick that up. Hello? You did what I'm saying? I'm not wearing them glasses.
Yes, but also a way to communicate, to express yourself, and one day be able to use all the apps that you've gotten used to, but in a whole new dimension. It's the equivalent of not just having like a 6.5-inch screen like I have on my iPhone right now, but a screen that at all time can fill your entire vision. And if your entire vision is just display, then you have basically unlimited room for your apps. And so, as you can probably imagine, to achieve that, the hardware also has to be a lot more than just screens on the inside. So, you'll notice if you look at that,
ain't this the Microsoft shit right here? Like that's the or is that a Metro PCS? He not on the right side any goddamn way, my brother.
Hardware also has to be a lot more than just screens on the inside. So, you'll notice if you look at the bottom, this thing is covered in sensors. You've got 3D cameras, you've got LiDAR scanners for depth detection, and more. So the 3D cameras can continue to feed you a 3D view of the room you're in, just like your eyes would normally do. And then because you've got these depth sensors, you can place your apps within these rooms. And what I thought was just such a cool touch is that they actually have a presence. You'll see them casting a shadow on your desk, or if you're watching a movie, you will see the glow from the screen spill over into your surroundings. Don't get me wrong, there are some very legitimate concerns about tech like this, and I'm getting there. But at the same time, this has been the wet dream of every developer for the last 30 years. And so some part of me is kind of shocked that in one fell swoop, it's not just here, but this well thought out already. And then the other thing that you can tell Apple is trying to push here is that this is not you losing yourself in your own little world and your own content, this is a social experience. And for that, the inside of the headset is lined with a second set of cameras, which kind of feels like the next iteration of how phones right now now have a rear set of cameras and a front set of cameras. And this has a few implications. It can A, record your eyes, and then use its general understanding of what your face looks like to turn those eye expressions you make into a full-on photorealistic digital avatar for when you're having FaceTime calls. So it will look like your entire face, even though it isn't. But then also, it can project a 3D model of what your eyes are actually doing underneath this headset to the external screen. Yes, the outside is a 3D screen too. And yes, the image that other people see will change based on the angle that they're looking at you from. And this is kind of weird. I'm definitely not used to it, and it's not something I ever expected a headset to do, but it does make you look like you're present. When you're doing things that are augmented reality, where you can see other people in the background, it's making it clear to them that you can see them, which does at least somewhat address that kind of uneasiness that you'd get by not actually knowing what someone wearing one of these headsets is looking at. And then when you switch to something that's a full screen experience, your external screen will cloud over to, again, communicate that to the people around you. And then the third thing that these internal cameras do, assisted by some tiny little infrared sensors, is that these are how you control the thing. And this moves me on to the things that I really like about the Vision Pro. Because yeah, really, it tracks the pupils in your eyes, it learns your irises and uses that.
What them is, Gango? What them is?
Because yeah, really.
Drip check? Hell no. Hell no up top. Hell no at the bottom. Hell no on the socks. And hell no on the shoes. What that is, gang?
It tracks the pupils in your eyes, it learns your irises and uses that as the way to authenticate you and automatically unlock itself. It knows exactly where you're looking and effectively makes your eyes the cursor to hover over things. I was a little nervous that they'd then make you have to blink every time you wanted to click something. Thank God they haven't, because that would be a fast-track ticket to a headache. Instead, you can just use your fingers. Your glasses will know where your fingers are because of these cameras, which have a massive field of view. And from the moment that I first saw this, I thought, yes, this is the most natural way to interact with a VR or AR headset. It's gonna make it feel like an extension of you. And I'm so glad that you don't have to reach out and hold your hands up like this, because that's gimmicky. The fact that you can just rest it on a table or your lap and still use it, that is gonna be the key to it feeling seamless. Kind of like when we first saw touchscreen phones that didn't need styluses. You just interact with your fingers and I mean, the rest is history. Plus, you do also get Siri to type things with your voice, and you can also link it with your normal Apple keyboards and mice.
Siri don't even be working out, so what make y'all think Siri gonna work on this shit for your everyday, like, not everyday life, but for like, you feel me? Not like you can't tap for real, but you can, you feel me?
Got the power. When I first saw that Apple was making a headset, I initially thought, oh, okay, well, it's going to require you to have an iPhone, and that iPhone is probably going to be the main source of computing power, and it'll just stream to the headset, which is just where you view it. That would have been the simple way to do this. But Apple is instead very clearly drawing a line that separates this from just being an accessory to the phone. This is a brand new product category with a brand new operating system for the first time since they launched the Apple Watch nearly 10 years ago. And with that, it's got its own laptop quality M2 chipset inside of it, as well as a dedicated R1 chip that's going to focus on processing the insane amounts of data from the 12 cameras, 5 sensors, and 6 mics on the thing. And then to keep the whole thing juiced up, got quite a weird solution in that it's an external battery pack that you keep in your pocket. And my very first thought was, this doesn't feel very Apple. It's not this seamless, polished, perfect solution, and the fact that it only lasts like 2 hours on a charge definitely makes it feel a little bit less bleeding edge. But I do think it was the right decision, because A, it allows you to redistribute a large part of the weight and size of the headset, which, if it's being designed for daily wear, is really, really important. It's still not light by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, it is made of glass and aluminium mostly, but it's not bad. B, it means that it's completely standalone and portable. Having a battery and having your own chip means it doesn't require you to be plugged into a console or a PC. C allows you to quickly swap out batteries instead of needing to actually take the headset off and recharge it. Although, to be fair, based on the cost of the headset itself, I don't think many people are going to have spare budget to buy extra batteries. But yeah, D, what I think is the most important part of this is that it's allowed them to get the product out sooner. If Apple had waited for the day where they could get this much power...
I ain't gonna cap, gang. He's just chatting, and I lost this nigga 10 minutes ago. And we're not even 10 minutes into the video, like, I don't get the point, bro. I want y'all to look at me. My lips might be ashy, but like, for look at me. I really don't get the point of whatever the fuck he trying to promote. I gave him a shot though. I gave it a shot. I ain't gonna cap. I gave it a shot. So look, like, comment, subscribe. Cause if Nudie don't want to watch nothing no more, nigga, we not watching this shit no more. I ain't gonna lie. So like, comment, subscribe, do all that. You did. You.